Okay, so hello and welcome to our project. My name is Ioana Ieșanu and these are my colleagues, Ioana Rădulescu and Matei Saroshi. We are 10th grade students at the National College in Iași and our coordinating teachers were Mr. Rotaro and Mrs. Preot. First, we would like to present some general ideas about the eye, its anatomy, how an image is formed, the wonders of accommodation, and some deficiencies. First, what exactly is the human eye? The eye is a complex anatomical device that proves how physical processes can intertwine with biological functions of the human body. The eye is essentially an opaque eyeball filled with a water-like fluid called aqueous humor and a solid part called vitreous humor. The two parts are separated by a crystalline lens made of layers of a fibrous material that work like a glass lens. The elements involved in the formation of an image are the cornea, which is the thin outer membrane that covers the front of the eye, the crystalline lens, which is held together by two ciliary muscles, which are tiny tendons that can contract and relax in order to change the focal length of the lens. And finally, the retina, which is the outer surface of the eye. Its structure contains nerve cells and as well as other cells with extremities shaped like rods and cones that can detect the intensity and the frequency of the incoming light.
The index of refraction of the cornea is significantly greater than that of the air. And the bulging shape of the cornea causes it to refract light in a manner similar to a double convex lens. The focal length of the lens varies with the amount of contraction or relaxation of the ciliary muscles and the resulting shape of the lens. In general, the focal length is approximately 1.8 centimeters, give or take a few millimeters.
Since we can reduce the eye to converging lens, for a nearby object, we know that the image is formed a lot farther. So to reduce that, we need to bring the focal point closer. In order to do that, the ciliary muscles squeeze and contract to form a bulge and bone part of the ciliary muscles. In order, if we reduce it to the spherical diopter, bring closer to the focal point. So the image is formed on the right side.
Because that is how we can move our eyes back and forth, right or left, in order to modify our visual field. As we can see in the pictures above, when the ciliary muscles are relaxed, the lens is thinner, and thus we can see objects at a further distance. However, when the ciliary muscles are contracted, the lens is thicker, and we can observe objects placed closer to our field of view.
We need a longer focal length, so the ciliary muscle is relaxed, reducing the bulging form, so it will have a flatter shape.
Unfortunately, the eye's inability to provide a wide range of the defects occurs in one of the ends of the spectrum. Either the inability to assume a short focal length and focus on nearby objects, or vice versa, the inability to assume a long focal length and focus on distant objects. The first visual defect we will focus on is nearsightedness, or myopia, which is the inability of the eye to focus on distant objects. A nearsighted person tends to bring objects closer to his or her eyes. The main cause is the elevated shape of the eyeball, or the inability of the ciliary muscles to contract enough in order to offer the lens the bulged shape it needs to form an image closer to the retina. This places the retina at a further distance away from the cornea lens system, thus resulting in the formation of the image in front of the retina, the nerve cells subsequently detecting a blurry picture.
Typically, the cure for nearsightedness is to equip it with a diverging lens. So the light isn't going to have this way. It will be refracted before entering the eye, so it will form normally on the retina.
With the inability of the eye to focus on nearby objects, a farsighted person tends to move objects away from their eyes. The main cause is the shortened shape of the eyeball, which places the retina at a smaller distance away from the cornea lens system. Farsightedness can also occur in later stages of life due to the lack of flexibility in the crystalline lens and also the loss of flexibility in the ciliary muscles. The cure for the farsighted eye is usually a converging lens.
It will be converged even more before entering the eye.
Thus, a person with hyperopia who wears converging lenses will see the real object at a further away distance than normal.
Din facultăți că văd mai apropiat ei, respectiv la hipermetrop, marginea lateral, schematic. Capul cu ochii și la hipermetrop să văd mai mari ochii, iar la miop să văd mai mici.
Here we have a person with myopia. As you can see, the edge of their head is slightly more towards their eye than it would normally be because of the diverging lens.
Our illustration of how a nearsighted person's face is seen through their lens. Now on the opposite end of the spectrum, for far-sighted people, it will be exactly the opposite. Which means due to their converging lenses, we will see the edge of their face enlarged or further away from the middle of their face. Anatomy of the human eye. The eyeball, as we can see, is covered in large muscles that can move the eyeball around. The eyeball is covered in a white hard surface that can protect all the other inside organs from any kind of mechanical impact. The brown part that we can see here is the retina. It is covered in blood vessels and nerves that can ensure both the irrigation of the eyeball as well as the transmission of the image through the nerve cells. The inside structure of the eyeball is the vitreous humor, which is basically a large glass sphere that ensures the correct passing of the rays of light from the cornea, which is the outer membrane, towards the end of the eyeball. What we have here is the crystalline lens, which is a double convex lens. Its focal length is about 1.8 centimeters, and the ciliary muscles on the outside ensure that it can enlarge or shorten depending on the distance of the object that we're looking at. And that's about it. The eye is a really complex organ that can ensure our orientation in the world, as well as how we perceive the objects around us.